You're now tuned into $1 million worth of game. See?
Yeah.
I just want to say that's loud as shit.
It is, but
Turn that
no.
down, man.
See, the problem is with you is, see, you was a F league basketball player, so you ain't never hear the crowd roar.
You crazy
I'm reconnecting him with
I heard the crowd roar.
No, you ain't never hear no crowd roar like that.
Shit.
You was a bum ass point guard for a little small college, so you wasn't that.
All right.
And I don't
First
like.
of all,
Listen, hold up. Hold up. When he called
am I or am I not a hood legend in basketball?
No. Hold.
No, am I or am I not?
First of all, we gonna start this shit off right.
Avenue, Philadelphia, North Philly. Am I a hood
legend?
legend?
This off right because I heard KG call you a legend. I said, ho. What he calling? He not calling you no legend in no basketball.
Shit,
he talking about rap, and I'm not even gonna give him that a rap. You was a Z League rapper.
Damn.
I got to, man, because I don't know what you was watching.
I'm just a fan of Gilly. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. You know what I'm saying? He's a legend.
Oh man, see,
he missed the
he
ride,
talking about basketball.
Man.
He's not talking about basketball.
Shit. I saw a joint where he hit like 3 or 4, and then I got off of like, yeah, he know what he doing.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm tired of this.
And then you know what, dude?
Like
Rashid stamped that. Boom, like yeah, he was official.
Rasheed Wallace, Alvin Williams, Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, he ain't finna stamp nothing. He ain't finna.
I'm gonna change the subject because I don't
got
like
a bunch of NBA players that'll stamp that.
Okay.
Catino Mobley.
On the Philly Cats.
A bunch. They all
Gilbert Arenas. That's your name? Gilbert Arenas?
Chauncey Gillups. You know what my names are. Gilbert Arenas, Chauncey Gillups.
This boy, man, KG.
Damian Gillard. And sometimes I'm Grant Gill.
But I'm going to take you. Now we tuned in to $1 million worth of game. That song of the week was Larry June and Jay Worthy, man, Dear Winner. But we right here with a Hall of Famer. I'm talking about a legend, man. He got a new doc coming out. And it's just that, like, it's different. It's different energy. Because we not just sitting with anybody. This is somebody that just, like, when he got on the court, he was like, I dare one of you. I dare one of you. Try it. What's up? I want all the dumb shit today. But what we doing today? How we gonna do this? How we gonna do this? I don't care who over there. How we gonna do this? And see what I love is that I mirrored my game. That's how I played in the prison yard when I was balling. You see what I'm saying? I wasn't that aggressive because they would have changed the sport on me. But I had an approach of I did want to go.
Why you sit here lying like this?
This is my story. Let me tell my story, man. Nobody can say I'm lying.
Get off.
You know what I mean? He let me get off.
Get off.
You sit here lying like you was playing like that in the prison.
No, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
You was the quietest nigga in the prison, man. Ain't nobody
stop telling my
to hear
business. But when did the point come? You got to get straight to it. When you said, because a lot of kids is watching us in the ghettos of America, in the cities of America. Their mom might be on drugs. Their dad might be in the penitentiary. Dad might be, they don't know. And they got to walk every day. They got to walk from their crib, where they going through the poverty, and they got to make it to school every day. They got a mean hoop game. What information could you give them to stay focused and keep walking? Don't stop. Don't stop past, the gangs on the corner. You're saying, and you was in a serious city.
See, what y'all got to know is that, how do I even start this? So first off, I would tell that kid to learn, when you go to a city, you gotta learn what that street is. You gotta learn what that area is. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in a realm, especially when I got to Chicago, it made more sense. But growing up in the ghetto when I was younger, it was all fun. You know what I'm saying? Like you know everybody. As you get older, man, that changes. When I got to Chicago, you got to know the lay of the land. You got to know what's going on. You got to know grips. You got to know lit. You got to know signs. If nigga got his pants leg up on this side, if he got his hat this way or something, you got to know all that, right? To get you to be able to come through here. That's first off, right? You know what I'm saying? And then after that, man, the hoop is what saves you out of it. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like, at least in my walks of life, the hoop is what keeps the armor around you. It what protects you. You know what I'm saying? Niggas in the street leave you alone. They know you got a future. They know if you're a real serious hooper, they'll support that, and they watching out for you on the block. So I would tell that young kid to understand where he at first. You know what I'm saying? And the way to get out of that whole poverty and that whole neighborhood is through that basketball. So that's the message there.
Like, how do it feel knowing that you're a Hall of Famer, man?
Feels weird if I'm being honest, man, because you don't get into this for the Hall of Fame, for the 75. You don't get into it for all that. You know what I mean? I'm from the block. I was telling Gil when he walked in here that, I'm from the era, or we from the era where, when you get on the playground, you can't even be on the playground if you ain't got no game out here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And there's bullies out here. It's shot callers out here. Some of the shot callers ain't even playing; they're just watching.
Yep.
But it's a little bit of everything out here. So I grew up in that. I grew up in nigga bullying you. You can't play. They kicking you out of here. You got to use you got to use these to get in and out of places. So with that, I grew up in that. So when it came time to be on here, I wasn't a big talk when I was younger. But if a nigga said something to me, and I had the game to back it up, then I would back it up. Not every time. Because some of it came with a scrap, some of it came with a fade, but I'm out here to the hoop, and I ain't out here by myself. And you travel with crews, so I wasn't no different from that. So I'm from that to start that. You know what I'm saying?
Now you got the new documentary. We'll bring that apart. We'll bring that about.
Well, I started getting a bunch of questions from young kids and young cats that was coming into new money, coming into new opportunity. Now they when you leave high school now, you got a name and likeness where you can get money now. Your name and likeness. They just did that. So, it's like 1 million people asking me the same question. I can't sit up in here and answer all 1 million. You know what I'm saying? So I would sit back and I was like, it's a perfect time to put some stuff out just on my trials and tribulations and how I got through things and to throw script to kids. And that's where it started. So I came out with a book first. And a lot of kids, when I talk to them, it's almost hopeful wishing or it doesn't sound all confident, because, kids are trying to figure it out. So in this, I wanted to throw some script like, look, some of the same things y'all had happen to y'all happened to me. And this is how I got out of it. This is how I was able to duck a bunch of stuff. This is how I was able to get from A to B on this, you know what I'm saying? And when I moved, I was able to do this. And that's all it is. It's encouragement. It's inspiration. It's a script. It's to say the message is to bet on yourself. When I came in and told my coach that I was going to high school, I wanted to go to the pros in high school, he looked at me like, nigga, what you on?
Yeah.
Like what? And I was like, nah, for real. I just talked to Isaiah. He took me through a whole bunch of other stuff and he told me A, B, and C, this is what we're going to do tomorrow. He was like, what? I said, write this down. He was like, what? I said, write this down. And I said it like nigga, write this down. And we never turned around from that. I told him exactly what I wanted to do, and we orchestrated. Next thing you know, I was getting a tryout. Or, you know what I'm saying? And that's how all this started.
I want to ask this question to you. How does it feel? Because you wasn't the first to go from high school to the NBA. It was like Moses Malone or somebody. But you was the first to go
in 20 years.
Right from the gate, 18 years old in the NBA.
Yeah.
And be successful. Because there's only 3 people in the history of the NBA to go from high school to the NBA and average double-digit figures at 18 years old.
Yeah.
Do you know those 3?
I want to.
You one of them. Come on.
Yep. I want to say Moses Malone.
Nope.
He wasn't?
No. See, I'm a basketball historian.
Bron, one of them.
Brian.
Come from high school?
Kobe?
Nope.
No Kobe?
Nope.
No Kobe, no Tracy McGrady, no J.O.
Nope.
No Kwame Brown.
Nope.
No Darius Miles.
Nope.
Come on,
Hold on.
I'm a basketball historian.
That's a good one. That's a good one, Gil. Bron James, myself.
You averaged 10.9 points, right?
Yep. First
This person averaged 10.7 points.
I don't know. Give it to me.
Amari Stoudemire.
Amari Stoudemire. Fuck, I forgot that. And he was a beast.
Yes.
And he was a serious problem, yeah.
So when you came into the league out of high school as a rookie, you actually showed everybody behind you, wait, you can actually go from high school to the NBA and actually be successful in your first year.
So I'm going to tell y'all some real shit, man. I don't know if y'all know this name, but Felipe Lopez. Y'all know Felipe Lopez?
I'm a basketball historian.
Listen, man, Felipe Lopez was probably one of the best high school players I've ever seen. Till I seen Ronnie Fields. Like, seriously, like, just had
next Michael Jordan.
Seriously, shit. Like, Felipe's aerodynamics in the air, even though he wasn't he wasn't big, but he had great air control, meaning that when he get in the air and he bumped, he could control himself. He was able to finish through hard fouls and stuff. He was just doing shit that you wasn't seeing in regular like high school games. He was really a different breed. And I watched like a crowd of Dominicans and Spanish culture follow him throughout the 2 years he was at Rice. Now they closed Rice, okay? But I watched him, and when I remember getting all this opportunity, and it's a bunch of stories that kind of we got to go through, but at the end, I got the same opportunity, and I saw the same kind of following, And the difference was the game that Isaiah Thomas, I actually, to speed through this, I had a chance to come into a gym and play with Michael Jordan. I came in and played with Michael Jordan. He put me on Scottie Pippen. We got into this game, and I'm playing against Scottie Pippen. After that game, Isaiah Thomas pulled me to the side like, boy, you see what you just did? Boy, you can play in the league. And I was like, what? And what the problem was is that a lot of kids didn't know this misinformation about entering the league at a certain age.
Yeah.
If you didn't have a parent or something that you had to have guides, like didn't nobody know none of this? So when he gave me all that, I took that whole list and I read it. I was like, oh, you just got to be able to make the team. If you're able to 18 and you can make, and your parents say you can play, and you can make one of these teams, then you can play. I was willing to bet you out of 100 kids, none of them kids knew none of that. And that was the difference in Felipe Lopez and myself. Because when I seen Felipe the very next year, he was like, yo, how'd you even? And I took him, he was looking at himself, shaking his head like, what the fuck? He ended up playing 3-4 years at St. John's.
St. John's.
It wasn't the same energy as far as when he came out.
Nope.
So I took that, and once I had the chance in Minnesota, I never turned around. I was like, ain't nobody ever going to take this from me, because I had a situation in high school. I got in some trouble. I came over some hurdles. Then I moved to Chicago. When I moved to Chicago was so beneficial for me with the play. I was playing against guys that either had played in the league and didn't want to play no more and still in the city. I was playing against west side niggas, south side niggas, north side, DePaul, east side. Like you just in Chicago, I don't know what it's like in Philly, but you play against everybody and anybody.
Everybody.
So you playing, I'm playing at Kennedy King, Roosevelt Park.
Shout out to Chi-Town.
Chi-Town, West Side, South Side, 82nd, Kennedy King, Malcolm X. I'm playing in every place. My coach is taking us, and we playing against everybody. So that's how you end up seeing everybody. And you got a crew, and you know, it's Vice Lords, it's GDs, it's BDs, it's Chicago's just like LA. It's a city full of gangs, and it's size, and you got to know what it is and how to speak and how to get through these neighborhoods. So with that, you know, we got passes to go certain places. This is how you meeting everybody. This is how you getting to play everybody. So this is how everybody get to know your name and shit. So that's how I got on the radar. My coach would take us to play against GDs, BD. We in the BD neighborhood, and you know it was just going. So this is how I started to get a rep, and with that rep, man, it follows you. So I like to think that Chicago got me ready for the league. That when I got into the league, it was similar shit, but I wasn't like intimidated by nobody, and the games weren't really out like. When I got to the Timberwolves, I think Christian Laettner and J.R. Rodder was our best players, and I would watch their habits. And I had a real work ethic. I had a real work ethic. Like I would come in, work my ass off. Then I got to work with Kevin McHale, stuff like this. Ain't no systems in place for 18 years old. All the clubs know you're 18. They ain't letting you in. All places so I had to deal with that. I had my own crew, so I started doing my own thing. And then Kevin McHale started giving me leeway for some of my friends to come to practice and just make it more easier for me, travel with me. Before then, none of the league had none of that before I got there. All those things had to come about. But, I carried all that with me from the Chi and all that competitiveness and all that trash talk. And then I'm coming into the league where guys like Charles Barkley talking dead crazy to you.
Yeah.
Right.
Trying to take your head off with a bow, talking dead crazy, trying to see if you're going to react, trying to see if you're going to be, you can be punked or whatever. So, the league was about establish yourself, and whatever came with it. And I wanted to continue to get better with that same thing. So that's what happened, That's what it is.
Who gave you before you, when you was young, like you said, Charles and all them, who gave you the most problems before you transform over to just the animal yourself? And then who gave you the problems even when you transformed over to the animal and you just was unfuckwittable?
So first off, everybody in the league gives you problems. But my first real problem was Big Dog. Big Dog was from Gary.
Glenn Robinson.
Yeah, Glenn Robinson.
Big Dog is a GD from Gary, Indiana, and he let me know that.
He played for Purdue or Wake Forest?
He played for Purdue, but they played for Purdue, but his makeup was Gary. So if y'all ever played against kids from or anybody, shout to Freddie Gibbs, he from Gary.
Yeah,
you know
Indiana.
what I'm saying? Like his cats from Gary, Indiana, and Indiana's a real basketball town. So they coming at you, they talking crazy, they gang banging, they saying all kind of slick shit. So Big Dog was the first welcome to the NBA. It was on some like what's the preseason joint. In preseason everybody's trying to take their time. Shit, yeah. Big Dog come out. He was talking smack. He dogging it. He going. So I was like, okay, cool. I wasn't even tripping. All right. So Big Dog was kind of my welcome to the NBA. And then as you become whoever you think you are, and I'm confidence growing. Second year around, I got some understanding with him to where. You know, he plays the 3. I'm coming from high school. I played the 5. I'm not used to coming off screens. I'm not used to getting hit with screens and stuff. So he knew he had an advantage. Once that advantage caught up, it wasn't the same conversation. It was more of a, understanding that, okay, we both big dogs in here. I'm getting mine, and then I went and surpassed all of them. A lot of cats I came in with. But Zach Randolph was always a tough cover.
Damn.
My toughest cover.
Zach looked like y'all had a long night going back and forth.
Like you had
talking
to get
crazy to each other.
Well, you know what? We would, but it was all confined of respect, And he'll probably tell you this. The referees, if you started a certain way, the referees would follow consistency. So I would start grabbing, holding, bowing. I would kick it off. I would initiate the contact so that, they'll probably call 1 or 2, but they can't call this for 48 minutes.
Right.
So a lot of that I would initiate. If anybody knows that plays Zebo, he initiates contact, and that's how he wins a lot of the winners. So I would initiate the contact and end up having him on the other end. But my toughest cover was probably Rasheed Wallace. No disrespect to Timmy, no disrespect to any of the other 4s and 3s I played, but Rasheed Wallace was never talk real shit to me, but he was just hard. He was long, could never get his shot. He would put arc on the ball, shot a 3. Would never put the ball on the floor. I would always, get up in and make him, put the ball there. He would never do that. Like, he was just a tough cover for me. So, throughout these years, man, you don't ever get anything easy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody's coming with their best, and you getting everybody's best.
Since you like listening to podcasts, because obviously you're listening to ours right now, well, you can find tons of binworthy podcasts, including ours, and a lot more on Amazon Music. If you like listening to hilarious podcasts like Smartless 1 week before everyone else and ad-free on Amazon Music, you can do that. The breathtaking true crime podcast, Dr. Death Miracle Man, is available 2 weeks early on Amazon Music. So you don't just get to listen, you get to listen in advance. That's what's big about Amazon. And no matter what you're listening to, you can go hands-free with Alexa. If you like me and you like your music on demand and free, and try Amazon Music Unlimited. That gives you unlimited access to over 75 million songs, as well as podcasts, music videos, and more. With Amazon Music Unlimited, you can listen to any song, anywhere, offline, with unlimited skips. So for a limited time, new customers try Amazon Music Unlimited free for 3 months. No credit card required. Just go to Amazon.com/KFC. That's Amazon.com/KFC to try Amazon Music Unlimited for free. Right.
Now,
Real shit.
seconds left. Out of everybody you ever played with, who you passing the ball to? There's seconds left, and you covered.
Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce, one of the coldest. The truth. Paul Pierce is probably one of the best closers I've ever played with. And I played with Ray Allen. I played with Steph. I played with some real killers that can, like Chauncey Billups, who can hit you at the buzzer, all this shit. Paul Pierce had the demeanor for a closer. He was like Joe Johnson. He was never too high. He was never too low. He was always at an even keel. And when it was time to hit a big shot or something, he could always calm himself. And I hit some game winners, but Pete, I hit some game winners where he was just dormant. And he was just, I'm the truth. Niggas can't hold me. And he'd throw all that L.A. Inglewood shit, and he believed it. And that's what the league is. You got to believe what you putting out, or it ain't going to work.
Yeah.
Simple.
So you go to the league, you get drafted. You in the league. 17-year-old kid named Kobe Bryant walk up on you. You don't know him. He like, yo, I'm trying to come to the league next year, man.
Yeah.
Tell me what it's like. You know what I mean? Yo, like, what's the deal with this shit? How did that go?
Cole was crazy, man. We played just a crazy story. We played the Spectrum. And the next day they were supposed to destroy the Spectrum. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, back in the day.
Spectrum was a dark, it was a great place to shoot in because it was dark and the rim is orange, so it popped, so you can see everything. You know what I'm saying? And I remember playing. I had a decent game. It's about April, so we're going home. We ain't making no playoffs. My first year, I had a better second half than first half. And I come in. I had to do some press. I come in. And, the locker room going crazy, it's just everywhere. The equipment guys picking up stuff, people getting in the shower, it's going like this. So I saw a kid sitting in my seat, and I thought maybe, somebody's son in the locker room, and he just sitting there. I said, what's up, young fella? Let me get right here. And he was like, what's up, yo? What's up? And I'm Kobe Bryant, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to come to the league. And I had just walked in the locker room. So I was like, who the fuck son is? I'm like, who the fuck son is this? So he was like, no. I'm Kobe Bryant. What's up, yo? Adapting. I was like, all right, yo, basically get your ass out my seat. I ain't saying like that, but I was like, let me get right here. So he was like, oh, my fault. And then he sat in the, JR seat, because me and JR sit, he sat right here. So he was just like, yo, how is it out there, yo? I'm watching it. It looks fast. He was just, his eyes, he was so intense on just wanting to know the next level and what it was like. And I was like, hold on, nigga, ain't your dad in the league, nigga? Your dad. Nah, I'm talking to you. And we sat there, and Flip let us talk for like 2 hours. When the bus was like supposed to leave in like an hour, he let me and him talk. And I was like, for me, it was like this. I had to do this and I had to do that. He was just, wasn't even talking back, was just nodding his head like, yeah, I'm coming, yo, I'm coming. I'm telling you right now, I'm coming, nigga. Cool, I'll see you, nigga. Yeah, I'm but we both talking like in a, yeah. Then I seen him get here. Preseason, we both messed our ankles up, so we had to come and do the whirlpool. And when you go, we was playing the Forum at the time. Staples Center wasn't up yet, so we had to share like this little recovery room where you come use the hot tubs and shit. And we was just chopping. I was like, how your first year, man? And he was like, man, these niggas over here hating. Eddie Jones, he was just telling me he was hot, but he was like, yo, I'm the oddball over here. They don't really fuck with me over here. Look. Watch this. I'm gonna walk all these niggas down. Watch. And then I watched him in a series in Utah where he shot like the air balls. Mm-hmm. He shot the air balls. And if anybody know Kobe, he did everything like Mike. Mm-hmm. The fadeaway, the tongue. He went ball. When that didn't work the first year, he was like, you know what? I'm finna be my fucking self. So he grew his hair out. He started rhyming. He was rhyming in Italian. You started to get to see a little more of the personality. Yeah. He came out with his first shoe, and when I seen him with the hair, he was a different cat. And then we used to, the thing was in the summertime, everybody used to go to LA to go to UCLA and play. Mm-hmm. He would be up there. So again, we're hoopers like you. We go and hoop everywhere. I want to see if everybody in the summer is working on their shit like I'm working on mine. So I would go around to Houston. I would go to Peachtree in Atlanta. I was going to Basketball City in New York, Rucker, all that shit. So I'm riding around, I'm flying around seeing who was up. So I'm doing commercial and stuff. Mess around. We go to UCLA, and I saw him at UCLA. He looked totally different. Yeah, hit the weights, dunking that motherfucker. He was talking shit. He was dunking on bigs. He was just a different cat from when I seen him. You know what I'm saying? I just saw him turn into this animal. Real shit. But we was both young and just trying to get it. Fighting for it. So,
from your era all the way up to now, we gonna start from just basketball. Period. Who your team? 12. Who you picking? I'm talking about from the history of basketball. It could be from back in the day now. Who is your 12?
Who's your starting 5?
Damn, my starting 5?
The point.
Man, that's hard. Oh, man. Magic at 1, just because he's 6'9", he can see everybody, right? Mm-hmm. Now I got to go MJ. Matter of fact, I'm going to put Cole on my 2. Cole going to be my 2. Oh, man. This is where it starts to get weird.
Wait. You left it.
I got Cole at my 2.
He said what he said.
I got Kobe at my 2.
He said what he said. Don't argue with the man.
I got Kobe at my 2.
Let me get it off and then you.
Right. I know you're going to say MJ. I'm supposed to do that. Shout to MJ because he the god and we copied him and shit, but I got Kobe at my 2.
But come on.
I really want to put AI in here somewhere, but I'm going for a taller team because we're going to switch everything. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm put KD at my 3. You know what I'm saying? KD's like a real fade. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm putting I'm gonna go with Wilt. I'm going with Wilt. I'm going with the still at 5. I'm playing the 4. Okay. And we're switching everything. 3s, 4s, and 5s, switching everything. That's how I'm coming.
Okay, we need 7 more.
7 more?
Rest of the team.
Oh, coming off the bench?
Point guard.
My backup point guard going to be Pete Maravich. Right. And then I'm going to go AI coming off the bench because he's buckets all day. Right? Big Dog at the 3. Sheed at 4. And then I'm going Shaq at 5. Coming off the bench. And if I need 2 more to come off, I'm going to go get VC because he was a bucket and Jordan.
Oh, damn.
That's buckets for buckets.
Nobody never picked that.
That's
buckets
for
nobody never
buckets,
say
though.
Jordan coming off the bench.
I know.
Either you got to pick Jordan first or you just leave Jordan off the list. Come on,
he was number 12.
You can't have fucking Jordan coming off the bench.
I mean, think about the list, bro. It's a crazy list. I ain't put Bron on my list. I ain't put Bird on my list. I ain't put a bunch of cats on my list.
Bro.
I'm talking about dogs.
Bro.
Everybody I just named gonna be at your ass. I ain't put Bill Russell on my list.
But you said Jordan
I
coming
got it.
off the bench.
I just told you. I want to respect Mike. I respect everything about him. I love you, Mike Jordan. That's my dog. I ain't even want to disrespect the game like that.
Coming off the bench.
I just told you that, Lord. I just told you what I said, yo. That's my list.
That's his list. That's number 12. He said Mike
yo.
number 12.
That's disrespectful. But
I love
ain't trying to
KG,
disrespect
but that's a
Mike.
fucked up list.
It's not fucked up.
Who?
That's Kevin's list.
Because he said Big
It
Dog.
is.
Kevin's list.
He said BC.
People forget about Big Dog. People forget that Big Dog was a big issue. He wasn't commercial and all this other shit. That man was a tough cover, man. Man, Big Dog was a motherfucker, man. Straight up. Shout to Big Dog, wherever you at.
Vince Carter in there.
VC was another problem.
Yeah.
He was a video game.
He was.
Man, just because niggas did win shit. Charles Barkley, man.
You ain't say Barkley, though.
I didn't. I'm just talking about honorable mention. We talking about the history, right?
Yeah.
I'm showing respect to them all. Barkley was a motherfucker, man. He was 6'4", and he played like he was 6'11", 7 foot. Had a vertical out his ass.
Didn't care.
And was a beast, man. Had the triple team dude, man. Dude might get you 40 and 40. Barkley, straight up. But, yeah, he don't make this team because I'm going tall and we going big and we going to switch everything.
Well, but you threw Chuck in there. Do Bubba Chuck in there. Iverson.
Chuck and Rasheed, man, don't get enough on it,
They
man.
don't.
Straight up.
They
Because
don't.
of all this other shit that they want you to be glossed up in. They wasn't that. They were just bucket getters. You know what I'm saying? She was a tough, man. Anybody play Rasheed know what I'm talking about. Tough, man.
How much did the gloss and how they wanted you to be? Like, you in the game, you know, they got the image of how they want you to be. How much did that affect the game? And like people, because they worrying about your off court, they worrying about how you dressed, and how did that affect a lot of players?
Not even that, but they worrying about your lifestyle and how you carry yourself. And you 18, being able to can you actually come in here and actually not get in no trouble and da-da-da. Never got in one shit. And y'all ain't never heard nothing about me in 21 years of being in the NBA. You know what I'm saying?
And that's remarkable. Like
real shit, man. Like,
shout out to LeBron too. You never heard nothing about LeBron all these years, man.
Keep his nose clean, got a good group around him, and that's important. So the league is actually, you gotta look at it like this. The league is what it is. They license you and your brand to the league, and that's how I looked at it. You take bits and parts from people that implement you and influence you and shit. Like Jordan influenced everybody. I wasn't no different from that, but when it came to style and how I moved and the guys I'm moving with and my crew and stuff, that was totally different from everything. You know what I'm saying? You see Bubba Chuck, he got his crew. You see Zach got his. You know what I'm saying? You see guys in the league. So it was just like that, that was the wave there. So, I wasn't trying to be nothing else other than what I was.
Now, for the young cat that's coming into the league, the money, he got the money.
Facts.
He got the girls. The girls coming like,
regardless.
I could just, no, I'm just talking about them different women. You got the regular women, then you got the women that's coming vultures. They, the condom poppers and all that. They trying to like, what advice would you get a young cats coming into the league? The money is everywhere, the flexing is everywhere. You got Instagram. Y'all ain't had none of this shit.
Nah.
What advice could you get them to just be on point and stay focused?
Man, I'm gonna tell you, what I tell young people, man, hey man, do what got you here. That hard work and being in the gym got you all the girls, got you all these cars, got you all these cameras in here, got you where you can sit up here and have the interview. So focus on what got you here. Fuck them chicks. Fuck all that other gloss shit. You dedicate yourself to your craft and hitting shots and shit. Everything else gonna come, and you gonna win. Ain't nobody gonna lose from that. So that's my man. You got times where you can flex at any time you want to, as long as your game intact. You understand? That's what they gonna know you for when they put you in the ground. That's what they gonna love you for when they put you in the ground, for what you did on the court. Sadly to say, you know what I'm saying? But real shit. That's where it starts.
You know what's funny? Kevin Durant said. Kevin Durant told us that too. He said, at the end of the day, Gilly, what I do off camera, that's my life, man.
Thanks.
He said, and I don't give a fuck about people that's judging me on something that ain't got nothing to do with basketball.
That's real.
I'm here to play basketball. Long as I show up and I do my job, don't worry about what I got going on off the court. And it was a hell of a perspective to look. He said a lot of basketball players too concerned about what people gonna think, how people gonna feel, they image. He said, I don't give a fuck about none of that, man.
That's the way you gotta be though. You gotta actually know that you are a king and people are watching you for that presence. And you gotta be original for what you are. You know what I'm saying? I used to joke with Kobe, like, damn, boy, you look so much like Jordan. What Kobe Bryant look like? You know what I'm saying? That was my joke to him. Anybody else joked with him, he wasn't laughing. You know what I'm saying? But being original and being yourself is everything. That's where everything starts. what I'm saying? When people want to dress like you, and when Chauncey and Steph had the part in the middle of their shit, that's what they was known for. That originality, you have to carry that with you. And that's your brand.
And not only being the top, 75 players of all time. You and Al both came in and changed the game in ways that it had never seen before. You feel what I'm saying? You would come into the league and showing that, no, you can come out of high school and put buckets up. Because you didn't come into the league on some 18-year-old kid who, well, at least it didn't come off like you were scared. You came in the league, you was dunking, you screaming, you jumping around.
Listen, I had came from that older group, and that older group kind of molded you with the Carmelones, the Barclays, battling those old school guys, and then having to play these younger guys. You being tested every night. So I seen when KD was on here, he spoke on something when I got to Boston and how we was. I ain't calling us bullies, but I wanted to see who was made of what. And a lot of people don't know that, Bron James, he don't say it out loud, but he'll shit talk back to you. Bron a real one. You know what I'm saying? He from Akron. You know what I'm saying? If y'all do any research on that, that's not Beverly Hills or no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? He come from some real shit. So, when we would push the button and be talking whatever, they talking too. D-Wade, he'll smack. It's like you only hear one side of it because, it's been the perspective is one side.
No,
but
but
look at the whole thing. Yeah, it's going both ways.
No, we actually heard you come through the TV.
Yeah, you came through the TV. You was you was mic'd up or something.
They was like, I'm gonna bust your ass tonight.
Nah, you know what
and
it
you
is?
was like, fuck you, nigga. We was like, wait, did you hear KG come?
What's happening?
Yeah.
And I played the game in one way,
He came through the mic.
But shit, you got guys like Kenyon Martin. You got guys like Charles Oakley, you got Anthony Mason, you got real hitters that'll put you on your ass and then be looking Stackhouse, you know what I'm saying? You got motherfuckers with real reps in the league. I wasn't none of that. I was a real hooper that motherfucking played, and then if we bumped, and it's like that. But I'm coming so hard, I'm everything's through the roof, everything's through the rope, everything's at the rim, everything's and they coming back at it. I ain't playing no watered down Chris Webber. I played Chris Webber at his best when he ain't here trying to, you know what I'm saying? Jermaine O'Neal. Man, it was just McDice. It was Joe Smith. It was so many cats that you can just get your ass busted every night. So every night I made sure that I was prepared for that, and that's what it was when we played.
I got a lot of NBA friends, a lot of friends in the NBA. Mm-hmm. We sit down, we talk, we chop it up. No, my first love was basketball.
That's what's up.
So I always want to ask questions. All of them give you the crown. They say, no, KG definitely talked the most shit in the league. They said, all of them. Have you ever said something to somebody in a game, and then after the game, you was like, your adrenaline calmed down, and you was like, Kev, you probably shouldn't have said that shit.
So keeping it A1 and keeping it thou, I've never said anything that was outside of playing basketball. I ain't never said nothing about no nigga girl. I ain't never said nothing about no nigga mom. I ain't never said nothing about no nigga family, no kids. I don't do that. I'm from where kids and family and is off limits from just shit talking. You know what I'm saying? Like where I'm from, you don't say nothing about my mama. That's an instant scrap. You know what I'm saying? Right. So when it was basketball, it was either nigga you ain't it or nigga, you know what I'm saying? I'll turn my back on you. You shoot at, you know what I'm saying? All type of shit that'll fuck with a nigga on the court. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe that everybody has doubt in their mind. And the old school nigga gave me this one. He said, man, everybody that step on the court got doubt in their mind. It's your job to grow that doubt. Mm-hmm. So I would do just that. And that's how it showed me how weak mentally niggas
a lot of niggas is,
that how words can affect the nigga, you know, and that's all it was. I might say something to a nigga and just watch how he react to that. And then just keep on pounding and pounding. Then, he missed a couple shots. Okay, here come that doubt. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to give you that one. Garbage ass nigga, shoot it, you bum ass nigga. And then he like, listen. You say something at a certain rate where a nigga ain't used to it. Yeah. He wasn't ready for that. And then you would throw a nigga shot. Get that fucking shit out of here, bum ass nigga. Look at his coach. Take this nigga out the fucking game. All that shit. Yeah. And now they going to fight you. Now they ain't thinking about no basketball. Right. Now we got you. Now you got to go sit down because you out here ready. You steaming. Right, you're done. You're done. You can sit him down.
Right.
Here comes your second tail. Oh, now you ain't got a chance in here. Now, nah, man. Come on, man. This nigga out there. All right, now y'all down. I'm out. And just think, when I got to Boston, now I got P, I got Ray, and everybody on our team talking trash. Everybody's talking, but we backing it up.
Ray was talking trash?
Man, Ray will talk trash too.
Oh,
Ray
shit.
Tell you, Ray Allen will tell you about yourself.
He
say
think
something.
Jesus Shuttles worth
Hell
talking
no.
shit.
Listen, man, everybody in the league is somebody, man, and they got that it factor. And, you know, everybody niggas at the end of the day, you know, respectfully. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you come with a certain kind of cloth and you play with it.
Who was the second greatest shit talker of all time? Who was that person give you a run for the money?
Man, Gary Payton. Gary Payton.
Oh, yeah,
Listen,
that's
man.
easy.
Let
I
me tell you
forgot about
something.
GP.
Y'all talking this shit like I'm the greatest. Man, Michael Jordan is the greatest shit talker ever.
Would Mike ever say some shit to you?
Man,
What'd he say to
What
you?
Mike tell you?
I
Come
said
on,
something to
man.
Mike. I went in this shit. I actually made the mistake and said something because J.R. Ryder was having a great game against Mike Jordan. And I wasn't talking shit to him. I was just gassing JR. And then Mike was like, you know, sitting there like, he right there, but I ain't getting no foul. Like, man, you killing this nigga, keep on that nigga. I mean, shit, man, you killing me.
Yeah.
JR was like, all right, cool, yeah, all right, yeah, you got it, yeah. Good looking. You too, you keep going, because we was having some good games. Yeah. And then, you know, the ref wasn't ready with the ball, and I was just like, yo, keep going, yo, fuck that. You know, we ain't got nothing, let's go me and you know, because I was kind of, you know what I mean? And he was like, all right. I was like, but keep on that nigga. That nigga ain't shit, man.
Yeah.
That nigga got on the back leg on me, like, oh yeah. You know I'm standing right here. I don't get no fun, nigga. I got 30 niggas. I'm talking that like that.
He talking street shit to Mike.
Mike, what Mike say?
Lajuan, like these old school niggas have, they talking shit, man. Mike was like, all right. Man, that man had 40 3/4, man. Flip subbed us out. We got out the game. Damn, y'all out the game. Damn, y'all out. Damn, y'all fella, you ain't talking no more. Like, nah, I ain't. You got it. Yeah, I'm done.
Mike tapped him
I'm
out.
done. I'm done.
Mike tapped
My
him
bad. Elijah another motherfucker that talk shit to you. Yeah, Elijah would do some shit like take his mouthpiece out and say, I'm hitting him with lateral movement. He can't do anything. You like, how do I even respond to that? Like, you hitting him with lateral movement. Like, yeah, King Olajuwon might hit you with some, you hit him with lateral movement. I was like, damn, I don't even know how to respond to that. Like, I don't even have nothing for that. What do you say? What do you say when nigga say he hitting you with lateral movement? I ain't never heard that. Right. So, yeah, Charles Barkley will fight you all. Yeah, man, what? AI, man, you want to guard it? Come guard it. Yeah, you see when Kobe and AI was talking? Yeah, nigga, you think it's sweet? Come guard it then, nigga. Yeah. So that's where I come from, man. Everybody talking shit out here.
Tim Duncan don't say nothing.
Nah, Timmy is smile at you. Timmy be killing you with smiles.
Wait, hold on. All that cussing you did at Tim, he never got
never
got out his element
man,
one
that nigga
time.
might laugh at you, man. You might be cussing him out 100 miles. He might sit there and laugh at you like, and that's supposed to piss you off even more. Then on top of it, he backboard, hook shot, fade away, ski, on the oven, you like, shh. So, you know, this ain't working. Let me just stick to basketball with this one, but the niggas who weak-minded and want all the wordplay, I got something for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
As soon as he get on the court, the fuck you gonna do today? He looking at nigga eyes. Oh no, that shit ain't working on him.
They ain't working on Tim.
I'm gonna leave him alone.
But the trash talk was like a strategy, man. You know, and some it worked and some it didn't. But yeah, it was. You know, everybody had something to say about it, and then at the time, right here, everybody can do something about it. Nobody, ain't nobody on that. Just talk that shit, but ain't nobody on that.
Oh, y'all got rich as shit, got money. I'll fuck you up. Meet me in the locker room.
Yeah.
You bitch ass nigga.
And everybody got crews. Everybody got crews too. Everybody got crews. Everybody got
understands.
But it's different, bro. It's different when you calm down and then you really go into
but it's crazy.
A 15,000-foot square house is like, I calm down. I ain't worried about him.
But it's different. It's different when you really scared out there and he talking shit to you like, oh shit. Like you really scared. Is he really going to do something to me? Because all them players they not built like that and they don't come from that, so they don't know. And you might run up, he might snap on somebody that's really scared.
But they had the false narrative out there on you.
Yeah, it's a very false narrative.
The internet, because they had all kinds of shit. You had told Carmelo some shit about his wife, and I was like,
when you don't answer nothing, when you don't answer all these
internet
shit, they just keep on going. Mm-hmm. So how the fuck am I answer all that? Like I would never say about no nigga wife or his girl out here. I don't know who the fuck Carmelo go with. Yeah. I don't know the fuck. Like, I don't know anything about these niggas' families. And niggas say I said something about a nigga moms or something. I ain't say, man, I don't do no shit. I'm from the South, man. I got manners. I'm a gentleman with thuggish ways. You understand? Like I'm a real nigga, man. I don't play that shit. I don't do a lot of shit. All that goofy shit, keep that from me. You know what I'm
I'm glad you
dude.
elaborated on you never spoke on nothing other than basketball.
I ain't never did that. But think about this. If I said that, you think Tim Duncan gonna hug me when he see me? You think Melo gonna acknowledge me when he see me? These niggas, y'all, ain't nobody thinking. Like if I actually said these things, we'd actually be fighting every time we saw each other.
Right.
Nah, these niggas know I come with respect and I'm a respectful person. That's real.
This episode of $1 Million Worth of Game is brought to you by Roman Swipes. What you need to do right now, get your first month of Roman Swipes for just $5. Go to getroman.com/game and they're going to take care of you. One thing about Roman Swipes for all you guys is out there that's, you know, a lot of you guys don't even make it off the bench with the lady that you really having a good time with.
Struggling.
They struggling. You're struggling. And, you know, and when you're struggling, you're making her upset with you. She's not really feeling you, and she's going to stop answering your numbers. So what you need to do is you need to get you some Roman Swipes. They're easy. I'm talking about you don't need no prescription. I'm talking about easy acting. I'm talking about you wipe it on, you let it dry, you make her fly.
Whip it. Oh, whip it.
I'm telling you, you know how many guys' lives
Give a
have
little
been
6
changed?
minutes, let it dry.
Yeah, just chill. And then you go to work. I'm talking about you go to work. You know how many guys' lives have changed because of Roman Swipes? Roman Swipes is a life changer. We're not even going to just say they change lives out here. So what you need to do is you need to go to Get Roman Swipes. I'm talking about have you stronger, lasting longer. You know what I'm talking about.
Roman.
You need to go to getroman.com/game and get your first month of swipes for just $5. What are you waiting for? Roman Swipes. What was the game that you played and you said, yeah, I'm that nigga now. I'm really that nigga. When was that game? Was it the Minnesota? When you said, I'm that nigga. I'm him.
Man, to be honest, man, anytime you step out there, you got to think that. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm, man, there's been times where, like, because I actually think like this, yeah. I had 2 games, man. Like, if you saw me play in the summertime, you'd be like, damn, what? Like, I ain't going to sit up here and say I'm somebody else or no shit, but KD, the way he play in real in the NBA, that's how I would play in the summertime. I wouldn't be in no post. I ain't posting them. I'm facing up. It's a lot of handle. So we went to the Olympics. And when Jason Kidd want to play one-on-one. So, we all on the Olympic team. So we all play one-on-one. And that's when I was like, yeah, I'm going to get these niggas some of this work in here. So I was just, just hooping. They got that on tape. So I had like a summertime game, and then I had the NBA game where you got to play the 4, come up, set the pick, roll, So I was on that. So it was a time where, we playing the Sacramento Kings, and it was my birthday, and I'm just, me and Webb going at it in this Game 7. And that's when I actually felt like I had a superpower. Or, damn, this what Mike be feeling like when he it was that where the game moving really slow, and I'm seeing people move fast, but everything moving slow for me. That was probably the it moment where I was like, yeah, this is it right here. This is that moment right here where I'm dominating this whole game on both ends. I'm scoring the ball, threes, blocking your shit, ripping you, all that shit. At least it felt like that. That's the moment.
Now, you didn't only revolutionize the game as far as coming into the league and showing the young people that they could make it happen right from the gate. I believe you was either the first or it was the second or to clear that 100 million mark. To take them contracts from, the 20 to 30 to
say we out here.
So it was Larry Johnson who got 84.
Million.
Larry Johnson got the 84.
Yeah.
He got the 84. When he did that, Lonzo Mourning came behind him and got the 100.
And then
when Alonzo Mourning got the 100, Shaq went crazy. Shaq was like, folks, they're not the biggest big man in the world. How the fuck you get that motherfucker Alonzo Mourning? I want 150 million. He ends up getting 120. He gets 120 from the Lakers. After that, Juwan Howard gets like 105 from the Bullets. You know what I'm saying? So I'm next in line. Not even, and me and Ra, we next. Rashid is in Portland. I'm in Minnesota. So we next to whatever. Timmy's behind us. So when I get my deal, I just pushed, I got the max. I pushed the max, so I got the max, right?
And it was Minnesota, they had to keep you.
Fact. So, I had the leverage there. So we get it, and that's when everything turned. It was all sweet. It was all cool. I had a great relationship with Kevin McHale. Everything was fruity. And then the league changed the narrative. Now I'm a problem. Now I'm second in text behind Rashid. But we're the 2 highest paid. And this is how they get money back from your ass. I ain't missing no games. Because back then, you played through everything. Load management. Nigga, I'm at you. Nigga, I got such and such. You playing, right? Yeah. Then to like the Europeans, then they changed the rules so that we have zone now. Can't put a hand on the nigga, you know what I'm saying? Think about that. You know what I'm saying? The 80 was all hand checking. We got in there, was freedom of movement. You couldn't touch somebody. If you can't touch somebody in basketball, AI, no hand check?
Oh,
Come on,
God.
man.
I can't even imagine Michael Jordan playing in today's time.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
dangerous.
yeah, I say that to say, man, I'm thinking of my list now. I got Jordan coming on the bench. That's no disrespect to Jordan. That's my list though. Get back into what I was saying. What the fuck was I saying?
Talking about when they gave you that money, how shit switched up.
So it was just my turn. So when we went in there and I signed whatever, I see the league figuring out a way to not just pay these big contracts, but they trying to figure out a way to get value out of they respectable franchises and can't pull any money off. So now here come blame the players when we all just in line of a wave to get money, right? So then they stop it. And now they figuring out ways to take money off the top before they even get money. And that's what the lockouts was about. It was about the distribution of money and where that money was going. And the owners was mad because they was investing this money and they couldn't pull no money out their franchise unless they sold the whole franchise.
Right.
And they wouldn't want to do that. Right. Later on, they would figure it out, but it would be too late and all that. But to say that we was all part of a wave in which was set up for everybody to come in and get these numbers. And it was in a, when we came to the U, you had to make 3 years. That means you had to go 3 years, prove yourself, then you got some money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Big Dog came in, got 89 right away. I don't know if y'all know that.
Right from the gate.
And that's what pissed all the old heads about, and that's when they instilled all them stuff. So I just figured that, you know what? If you go 3 years and you make yourself into something that, they say you couldn't, then I think that you was out for the money. So,
Hey, at one time, wasn't like somebody like John Concac, like the highest paid player in the league or some shit?
John Concac came in, got a big deal, and everybody and their mom was mad because that kid, he didn't really have the polished tools to be a superstar.
Was garbage, man.
It's trash at the end of the day. But yeah, shout out to John Concac getting some big money.
He tried to polish it up. He didn't really.
Because you got to respect everybody coming in. But yeah, he was trash and compared to everybody that got some real money. But yeah, his agent did what he was supposed to do.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about the documentary, man.
Yeah.
I got a chance to see it.
Did you like it? What y'all?
It was real. It was real. It was organic. Like you know how? See, this is what I'm big up on. I don't like super edited shit, and I don't like people talking, and you could tell that they talking was directed. Meaning somebody came in there and edited their approach to who they are. You just was you. You the same person that was on the court. And I think coming from where we come from, we could feel it. And if we could feel it in the hood, the world could feel it because it's unapologetically you.
Gotcha.
And that's what I like, because I watch a lot of documentaries anyway. I watch a lot of that shit. So just seeing you talk about it, and I like how you incorporated your coach and you showed, because you showing young people how important he was to you. Because the coach is like a father figure in the ghetto.
Absolutely.
So the way you connected with him, you show how he just was there every moment. He there with you through the whole process coming up, and to be able to show the videos and show you growing. I think it's going to be real personal. I think it's going to touch people because it's just like, it just look unedited, man, and unfiltered. You know,
I ain't spoke on it. I ain't really get into a lot of how I came up in those intangible moments to where it got you here, and I ain't really go through that when I was in the league. I wanted to wait for I was out, had a whole career and all that, and then I wanted to go back and show appreciation for everybody that helped me get there, and that's what that is. This piece is more of an inspirational piece to the kid that don't have a script, don't know what he gonna do, don't know what he don't have any solutions, and from watching this, he got some confidence to push and jump into something and have it with passion and do it with passion and to chase his dreams. That's what this piece is about.
And it show you how you really just seeing you when you first walked into your old high school and you seeing the old heads come, your coach and other way, and just seeing how they was like
connection,
like the connection that you had in number one, like when you watch this, like if you're a young kid, KG listened. That's the key. He listened. I know. See, it's a little different from his time and now because you got all these distractions. You got the phone. You listen to stuff. You looking at videos. You think you're gonna get the whole education from here, whereas though you ain't really got to listen to a person. He had a real like the coaches is father figures. He listened to the coach.
Yes, he did,
and became a Hall of Famer. And it's not he didn't get here by himself. It started right then and there. And that's what I like. I'm just like, damn man, he really was connected with the coach.
And because like when you get older, you look at things from a different perspective.
True.
You know what I mean? And when he showed up at the school, just to see how the coaches' faces are lit up.
It was real.
To see how proud they was to it wasn't about no money, it was just on a simple fact of one of us made it out.
Right. Yep. And Farragut, the Latin King school, so it's Latin Kings to where you gotta You know what I'm saying? You gotta know a motherfucker to get in there and all that other shit, or they'll steal your shit, or they'll put it. You know what I mean? So it's real life over there. So to go back to Faggot, show some love. It's always something I feel like I gotta do. You know what I'm saying?
And we was in high school together. You know what I mean? Me and KG, and it was no internet. It was no, but all the way in Philadelphia, we heard about. Oh no, it's this big man out in Farragut at Chicago. Man, motherfucker, man, that
we played Roman
cold.
Catholic. We played Roman Catholic before.
Well, who was playing for Roman Catholic? Let me think. Let me think who was playing
light skinned kid over there,
for
man.
Roman Catholic back then.
Listen, I was like Roman Catholic. Like, yeah, they
y'all beat them.
Yeah, we beat up on Roman Catholic a little bit in Chicago a little bit.
They beat them up. Because Roman used to go everywhere and play.
Right.
Yeah,
they was like Oak Hill. They would travel.
They would go everywhere.
Yeah, Roman Catholic, Ben Franklin, where who won?
He's a bum.
Oh yeah, me, Randy Woods, Pooh Richardson. I mean, a bunch of people. You know, Gratz.
Yep,
They was really the traveling teams. Gratz, Ben
That's where
Franklin.
was at.
Yeah,
man.
Yep. That's when Sheed and them was the #1 team in the country.
Facts.
Beat us 49-45 at Franklin.
Say word.
She was that guy.
She was like that in high school too, eh?
She
was
really
a
was.
legend.
She really wasn't like that in high school though. Like he was good, but it wasn't like she had probably averaged like 16 points, 17 because everybody on the team was going Division I. You feel what I'm saying? So it wasn't like she was having 35 and 25. No, he had Leonard Stewart. He was 6'7". He had Rondell Turner.
You went Division
he was
6,
6'8". He had shut the fuck up.
Everybody went Division 1, so you ain't.
some
He had
killers on that
Reds,
team.
Terrell Stokes. So he had and they was the #1 team in the country. So
I remember that team, yo.
absolutely, and they was representing Philadelphia hard.
They was. They was putting y'all on the map.
30 or 31-0. So
They was number one.
Yeah, they was. Yeah,
They was the shit.
Straight up.
Yeah, they was number one. Let me ask you a question. The documentary, like when it show you, it shows your growth. It show you coming up as a youngin. It show you going to the league. You know what I'm saying? What was your purpose when you was putting the whole documentary out? What was your purpose? What you trying to get across to the youth, to the people that's watching it? You feel what I'm saying? What do you want them to take from this documentary?
Outside of educating the people that kept asking you the questions.
Yeah.
Right. I wanted the kids that I want to show the kids that I have been on an adventure, and I had hurdles and I had pitfalls and I had a whole bunch of shit that could have took me left. Right. This piece right here was inspired me for kids to bet on themselves, take some chances, get your knowledge, know what you're doing, and then go 2 feet in and then bet on yourself. If you go to somebody, you ask somebody and they shoot you down, don't let that be the answer. You got the answer. If you want it, listen, you know this. You have a passion for something and it's burning, it's your job to curate that passion. I really believe that. And you don't take no's for answer. If you really, really committed to that and you have a work ethic, man, that's the answer there. Man, I came in, I said, Wolf, man, I'm going to the league, man. This is what we gonna do. And he looked at me, he chuckled. And I got pissed off that. Fuck you chuckling that. I ain't say that, but I looked at him like that. And he was like, what? Nigga, we going to the league. Write this down. And when I said it the third time, he knew I was meaning it. And that's the message. Bet on yourself. If you passionate about something, and now with the internet and all these different things where you can actually really critique and line it up to where you can actually live from it, yeah, bet on yourself and then put the work in.
You know what
That's the message.
What I really liked is, I was a big 30 for 30 dude. But now it's like everybody's coming out, the Mike Doc, the Doc on Indiana, everything. Yep. It's like everybody is coming. It's like, what's so good about it is that you got to wait a whole person's career, then when they outside of the career for years for this moment. And like for you, it's like, so many people love you and they like, damn, we finally get to get this. So it's just good that it's coming out because, a lot of our greatest players, they never put no pieces out.
Facts.
They don't allow you into their life, into their story. Because the story is like a give back and it's an education because so many people just want to know, especially your diehard fans. They was like, damn, I ain't even know that. Yeah. He went through that shit when he was playing such and such. So it's like that insider look for the fan and for the, wherever they KG fan, or are they just a basketball fan? You know, because them 30 for 30s changed the game.
It did, and they got some, and you learn from those, and they're really educational pieces.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was trying to follow, and I was trying to do something different too, man. You know, a lot of the docs that I'm watching, man. You know, I want to keep it sports. I didn't want to get into personal of my own. You know what I'm saying? Because I am human. I ain't get it all right. And, you messed this up and you messed that up. But for the most part, man, doing it right, not cheating, not cutting any corners. You know, being able to go 21 years and have a really squeaky clean like image and a good character and people fuck with you. Most important, teammates. When your teammates fuck with you, man, they tell you you was one of the one of their better, best teammates to play with, man. That's what you do it for.
That's what really count.
That's character, bro. Like I can go shake hands. I ain't did no dumb shit to no nigga. I can go up and I ain't looking over my shoulder for nothing. You know what I'm saying? That says a lot.
What you miss most about the league?
The guys, man.
Locker room.
Hell yeah.
It's always the locker room, ain't it?
Man, listen, man. The fraternity is real, man. And you sitting there, and that's where you really learn a lot. That's where the building go. When they took the OG out of the locker room, man, that hurt the young guy, man. The young guy couldn't grow as fast as he could because you ain't had the OG in there and be like, nah, Gil, nah, you can't do that. Nah, get over here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or, hey, do it like this. Or, hey, I did it like this. You can, and there's scripts, man. You taking a little bit from everybody in there. You know what I'm saying? But it's nothing like the guys. It's nothing like the plane rides. It's nothing like the lifestyle when you're traveling and you building and ain't nothing like when you on the road and y'all got to lean on each other because ain't nobody in here. They hate you, they booing you, they talking there, and it's us. That's when you really come together and connect as guys, man. So, yeah, I miss that. I miss the camaraderie with the guys.
A couple weeks ago, not too long back, I was in Minneapolis, in a beautiful city.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, I just like the buildings. It's just beautiful. What city that you got embraced the most and was your best time at? What city that you played in?
They were all different. Like Minneapolis got to see me grow up as a young kid into this young man, into a better player from coming from a little young puppy and then growing into this leader of the franchise and all this other shit. Boston was more like a polished dude coming, joining forces with other superheroes. That's how I like to explain Boston. Like Doc Rivers, he was a whole presence. Rondo. He had his own presence. Ray Allen had his own presence. Paul Pierce, like Lincoln, Tony Allen, Kendrick Perkins, like all these different perspectives and all these presence coming together, and then we working as one. You know what I'm saying? We working as one, like really, really committing ourselves to each other and then Butu and really believing that. Like I would say, Minneapolis is always going to be home. I have a home there, like to this day, and I'll probably always have a home there. But the years in Boston was just different. It's more polished. Everything that I couldn't achieve in Minneapolis, I actually achieved it in Boston, so I felt like. But both was magical, both was imminent. My Brooklyn days was dope because it gave me a chance to play in New York and see what real life in New York, a real Knick town, real shit. Like I know the Nets or like secondary and they Brooklyn shit. It's a real Knick town, so I had to respect that. But all three great moments of my life, and all have three different kind of places and where they land at in my life. All significant though.
That's good money, well, man. Once again, $1 million worth of game, man. We appreciate you coming through, showing us love, legend.
Thank you. We
want to give you flowers, man. You a legend. You really put on for the people that to come from where we come, and you show these young kids and you show everybody, man, everything is possible. And like you said, whatever you trying to get in life, listen, focus on the work, focus on your grind. As long as you got that, everything else is going to play its part, man. Just stay down to that, man.
Put God first, too.
Yes.
Make sure y'all watch that documentary.
Yeah.
As soon as this go off.
Anything is possible. November 12th coming right at you.
Possible.
Yes.
It's just like that.
Right.